Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. I'm here today to share with you another one of the naturally aged paint systems from Tattered Angels. This is the red brick surface, and in a few easy steps, you're able to create a realistic brick wall. Now you will need to have a stencil, as the one I'm showing you here, and that's not part of the kit. But here's some of the things you can create with this brick wall. And I'm going to show you the process to create the brick as well as the torn edges. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you my completed project. Now the cardstock that I started out with is a little bit heavy, and it's 120 pounds. And the reason I wanted heavy cardstock is because you are putting 4 layers. So to begin, I just took some blue painter's tape and I taped the stencil down to my craft mat. Now the kit's going to come with 4 items. You're going to get some Nougat Glimmer Mist, you're going to get Boardwalk Glimmer Mist, and then you're going to get a glaze called Fuzzy Coconut, and then finally a chalkboard called Cherry Cola. Now you're also going to get complete instructions within the kit. So if any process in this video doesn't make sense, never fear, you are going to have step-by-step instructions when you get your kit. Now when you're starting to use these products, you want to make sure that you shake them from side to side, because you are going to have some product that sinks to the bottom, and that's some of the metallic that actually makes the shine on your finished surface. So you want to make sure that every time you use the product, you shake it side to side, not necessarily up and down, but side to side. So once you have your stencils taped down, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your Nougat Glimmer Mist and you're going to spray the entire surface. You want to be about 5 to 6 inches away, and you want to spray it kind of like when you're using hairspray motion. Now while the paint is still wet, arbitrarily spray some of the Boardwalk Glimmer Mist in a few areas. Don't spray too much, as it's going to make the background too dark. You just want to basically add some blottiness to create some imperfection in your brick wall. Okay, once that's dry, you want to go ahead and use your third color. And this is the Cherry Cola chalkboard. Now in a hairspray motion, you want to completely cover your stencil. And you want to repeat the spray until your bricks have some clear boundaries. Alright, so at this point, if any of us have used stencils before, we can see the brick wall. And you might say to yourself, well, why do I need to go any further? I have my brick wall. But hang on to your paintbrush, because this is going to get good. Now the product that I'm shaking vigorously is the Fuzzy Coconut Glaze. And this is what brings the bricks to life. You're going to take your paintbrush and you're going to paint your bricks. Now I know this might seem a little tedious, but the end result is worth the effort. When you're adding this glaze, you want to make sure that it is moist and that there is extra excess on top of your bricks. You don't want to completely paint it down. You want to make sure that there is enough, because when you heat this, you want it to bubble up, and that's what's going to create your imperfections. So I painted about 4 or 5 bricks here, and then I went ahead and I got my heat tool and I started to heat up the bricks. And you want to be as close to the product as possible when you're using your heat tool, because you want this glaze to bubble up. The glaze reminds me a little bit of when you're creating glazed brown sugar. You know how it gets kind of bubbly? Well, that's kind of what you're looking for on this. So don't be afraid to add extra. It might seem like it's a little bit too wet or too moist, but once you start drying it, it's going to bubble up and it's going to turn it into some awesomeness. Alright, so once your coconut glaze is completely dry, you want to come back in with your Cherry Cola. Now you're going to take your paintbrush this time, you're not going to spray it, and you're just going to add some glaze over the top of the bricks. You don't want to necessarily do this over every single one. You just want to arbitrarily just pick some bricks and add the glaze over it, and then you want to go ahead and heat dry it. Okay, so we have one final step, and this is where you're going to take your Nougat Glimmer Mist and a paintbrush, and what you want to do is paint in between the bricks. You want to be able to clearly define the mortar or the grout that's in between the bricks, and this Nougat color is doing that for you. So I hope this process made sense to you and it gave you an idea on how the naturally aged paint system from Tattered Angels works. For your convenience, I will leave a link to this kit below. And if you've enjoyed the video, I would sure appreciate a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of this tutorial and what you think of the naturally aged paint system from Tattered Angels. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and we'll see you again next time.